Hey everyone, how's it going? Journey. So today I'm going to be going over a Clinkz replay. So before I begin with that, I'm going to go over the person's general thoughts and comments they gave to me before or with the idea they sent. So they said, I felt my rotations map awareness could have been improved, and that my item build could have been more match specific. In addition, I accidentally scaled Death Pact first, though we messed up the blocks of the lane was too far forward. It didn't turn out that bad. My Death Pact usage in order to get permanent damage was also a bit lazy near the end of the game. Also, how do I improve my last hitting while I'm playing aggressive? And to practice last hitting on Clinkz, my first Clinkz game, but I looked at my CS score, it was very low for the game duration, so I'm wondering how to fix this. Alright, that's stuff that we can definitely look at. Alright, so here's a game ID here. Where are you? You're right there. Alright, 11-3. That's actually a really good score. But yeah, GPM's on a bit of a lower side for a carried type hero. I'm not too sure what your position is, but we will get into it. Your item build, definitely need a BKB here. If you're like a core Clinkz, definitely need a BKB, because if you get caught by an Atos on Sky, okay, if you got caught by a Legion Commander Blink Dagger, fuck me. It always happens. If you get caught somehow, you die. And that's just kind of the first thing to note. So, I'll look at the game, comment on the laning phase more specifically than anything else. I don't imagine this one will be super long, because it's kind of straightforward. So you mentioned that your laning was a bit shit, and that's good on you for recognizing that. And that's definitely something we can help you improve upon. So we'll focus on that quickly. So we're here. Items, not nearly enough regen. The biggest issue I have with people in like sub 4K games is they never buy enough regen. I it's just, if you take like hypothetically right now, it should be going into laning phase. It should be 5 Sky, Monkey King top, Earthshaker, Legion Commander dual off, mid invoker. If you're up against a Skywrath mage, logically you're going to be taking a lot of damage just because he's going to be spamming his Q on you, and you're going to be trading hits with him, and he's going to trade hits back, and you're kind of a really low health hero. In order to compensate for that, instead of going more damage against a hero that has 1 armor, he is going to be you should have more regen so that we can burn out his mana. But it's also, you should be kind of wary of Earthshaker being offlane with Legion Commander. Skywrath being with Legion Commander, because this is like a, to put it bluntly, lower ranked game where people don't understand. You want typically a strong laner with a weak laner. If you pick a weak laner, like Monkey King is just going to get abused in the safe lane because you have a dual ranged offlane, I believe, right? Yeah, you do. So you're just going to crush him. Another important thing to remember is orb attacks. So any attack modifier, so Enchantress's Impetus, Searing Arrows, like any spells like that, don't draw creep aggro. So hypothetically, right now, if you had it leveled, you could sit right here and whack Monkey King over and over and over, and he just can't touch you. And if he does walk over to trade hits with you, he'll draw creep aggro, so he's taking like 30, 50 extra damage a second, while you're taking none, because you're not drawing creep aggro. We'll get the last that's going. If you go Death Pact level 1, instantly devour the range creep, or go devour a hard camp creep. You want to, yeah, that's okay, but like, it's a bit weird to be doing it now, because the lane's pushing into you, so why not go devour a hard camp creep, get that burst of XP, you'd be at level 2 right now if you did that, and you come back to your tier 1 tower, you got even more XP. Like, you'd just be more efficient in that sense. You'd be like X amount of 100 XP higher depending on what creep you eat and what camp it is and all that. And then right now you could be trading hits with Monkey King because you're level 2, 2.5, and he's not. But yeah, once you get this, you want to buy a Blightstone because you realize I'm up against a shit laner and Earthshaker and a shit laner and Monkey King, because Monkey King is very lane dependent. Or like lane matchup dependent, I mean. He needs to gap close onto you and trade hits. You can play from a distance with Venomous Gale and Blightstone. So abuse the fact that he has low armor, and you'd be in a really good spot. Like, these boots of speed aren't going to do anything for me, because I know for a fact going into the lane that they're never going to kill me. Their catch is Fissure, which is like 1.4 seconds. 1 second, right. I should know that. And then it's Boundless Strike, which he's not going to be spinning Boundless Strike to catch you, because you're just going to walk away. Like, hypothetically, if they're going on you, just scale them like we just saw, and if you had a Blightstone, Urshik could probably be dead if you had a Death Pact off on him. Just understand your matchup more. It's very important to do. You're going to keep fast forwarding through this. You're missing a lot of last hits. You aren't utilizing your searing arrow damage enough. Like, you're focusing a lot on zoning, which is good. You're not picking offlane Clinkz or 4 Clinkz to be a third core and to scale and out farm them or whatever. You're doing it to kick the shit out of them. Like, to put it bluntly, you're putting a lane carry dominance. It's like the same idea with putting Razor or Viper dual offlane, in an offlane. You put them there just to shit on the enemy carry, and then you capitalize on that advantage because right now your carry should be like double their last hits. You do that, you're in a good spot. That's kind of unneeded, but this is all just understanding how important the lane matchup is, because like Monkey King, Earthshaker want to be trading hits with you at a point blank range. You and Venomancer want to be trading hits from a further away range. Yeah, the boost of speed, as I said, will help you with that. Or I didn't say that. I said they won't. If you just have more damage, you always keep Monkey King low enough to the point where he can never go on you. If he can't go on you, he's never going to get Jinku stacks up. If you never get Jinku stacks up, he can't fight. If he can't fight, he can't lane. And this spirals out of control like that. So if you do that, where you itemize far more aggressively and play far more passive into aggressive, if that makes sense, like you chip at him, you chip at him, you chip at him, burn all of his regen, you chip at him some more, get him to like 75%, 50% health, you gale him and he dies every time. You just keep repeating that cycle. You do that, this lane's a joke. This dual safe lane by them is very bad. Like, game-losingly bad. This is fine. You just don't want to get too aggressive. You don't want to be burning your regen, like you're tanking several tower hits for this. Just play it passive. See? And then because you burnt out all of his regen early, and you kept poking at him preemptively, he got aggressive on you because he's like, well fuck, I want Jingu stacks, and you're like, nope, and you took him out. You're just going to keep repeating that. You're 4-1. Really good stuff. Just itemize more properly in my opinion. I don't think this boots of speed's good. I think I would just go like pretty much pure damage. I'd also be getting Sage's Mask. If I buy myself a Sage's Mask or some sort of mana regen with a Bassi on my Veno, I have 2.4 mana regen a second, which is far more than enough for Searing Arrow spamming. Yeah, this is good. I mean, you know what you want to be doing. And he dies again. It's nice. Yeah, 25 perma damage 10 minutes in. That's crazy good. Again, it's not your job to farm as this offlane Clinkz. It's your job to win the lane, kill Monkey King a bunch, keep him out of the game. You'd be doing better if you abused orb blocking more, so like Searing Arrows just can't draw aggro and you just keep hitting them and you zone him off the wave. And like if they ever got aggressive, as I've been saying, gale him and kill him. Because you and Venomancer are partied, if I remember right from the scoreboard. Just drop growth branches on the ground. That's interesting. But not the catapults here. Like every 5 minutes, you have to be asking yourself, what the hell do I do with this catapult? I'm pretty confident you're not going to eat this catapult and try taking theirs. Or their tier 1. Pretty confident about that. Because if that was the case, their Venomancer wouldn't be mid right now. If you realize, yo, this catapult's coming in same time as my ultimate's coming in, yo, Veno, calling my 5 as well. I don't know who your 5 is. Sniper? No. Bristle? You have a hard support Bristle. Alright, you call in a third hero, just try lane top, take this tier 1. And if they come and fight you... Oh, you do actually take it because no one's decided to defend. Cool. Yeah, and then you just... Look, now the next thing I want to do is look at mid. It's like, it should be systematic for you when you're like this offlane abuser, like you just kind of kick the shit out of people. You just want to take their tier 1 tower and then rotate to mid in 2 minutes from now and tell my Medusa, yo, I'm coming mid for the next cart wave. You can go fuck off or you can take the tower with us. You decide. I'm taking that tower. And this next minute and a half, it's been preemptively like getting myself ready for that. So I want to make sure all my lanes are out, or I tell my team make sure our lanes are out so they can't trade. Make sure we have good vision behind their tier 1 or in the area of the tower so that way we can take it easier. And then you just use your ultimate here, which kind of fucks over your plan. Which, one, his ultimate's not good, and two, his ultimate is not good because, like, yeah, you wasted it, but who cares? It's more of a problem because you're now not able to take tier 1. And if you can't take towers, it makes it very difficult to play Dota as a Clinkz because you're going Orca to pick people off, but if you don't have enough map control... Oh, and Dusa took the tower. That's good. Probably shouldn't have been happening, but the team isn't very good at defending towers, I guess. Yeah, so for right now, I just want to be asking myself, like, where the hell do I play to maximize my lane presence? You want to be playing with the strongest hero, like the highest kill threat hero on your team. Probably Venomancer. You don't have any disables, you don't have any team fight. Pretty much everything has to come from Veno. So just run around the map with him and kill stuff. This is fine. Bit deep on blocking there. Yeah, it's like you haven't been doing terribly. I don't overly see. Okay, I can see where your issue is. You have this idea that I'm playing a hard carry hero. Dota Plus is telling me you should have. Yeah, right now it says 71 last hits when you have 42. That's because it's not adjusting for offlane Clinkz. This is carry Clinkz or mid Clinkz. I wouldn't be looking at the goal for Dota Plus as like a hard. What would be the word? Like a hard scale of how well you're doing. You're 5-1-3. You've shut down the Monkey King more or less pretty well. 53 last hits at 17 minutes is terrible for a carry. Like awful, awful, awful for a carry. And you made him have that. So your laning has been pretty decent. Just gotta make sure you itemize properly, like assess the lane matchup, as you mentioned yourself. You need to be buying and playing in a manner of how each lane will go. If you know they have no kill threat on you, abuse that. Abuse the fact that they have to rotate Skywrath Mage top to ever threaten your life. And in order for that to happen, you have to have Dust. So it kind of mitigates some of the gold you're going to feed them. And if they do TP Skywrath Mage top, it means Legion Commander solo bottom, and she probably will be threatened by your dual safe lane. As is typically how Dota works. And with that, yeah, just keep playing the strongest hero. Keep playing with Venomancer, you will do way better. You also need to keep your mana pool way higher. Like, you're heavily limiting your impact on the map right now. You're going to attack this guy like 4 times, and you're going to be out of mana. And if a fight was to happen right now, you'd just be useless. You just not see Monkey? You don't. Cool. Yeah, so you've been doing fine. Just keep your mana higher, as I said. Build, play, all that stuff properly. This is deep. Right now, you don't need to be forcing anything. Again, ask yourself, like, when you're far ahead, and this happens a lot in like sub 7K games, you have to ask, like, whenever you're going for an objective, say, like, think about it. How the fuck does the Dire team start a fight against you guys? They can Tree Dance Primal Spring onto you. No, he dies. They can Earthshaker Blink, doesn't have it. Gareth Mage has no initiation. They can't Legion Commander Blink to the Chainmail. Invoker can lead off with Tornado, but he's an Exort Invoker, so he has no catch. So if you identify the 5 heroes they have no way of starting a fight, how do you take a tower push then? Yeah, like look at that. Look at this tornado we just saw. Look how sad this is. I'll get back to my point in a second. Like, if they have no way of starting a fight, isn't the more logical solution make them start the fight? Make them walk at you guys, and then you gale the person, like you gale Earthshaker as he's walking in, you blow him up, and then you use your ultimate to counter-initiate and punish them for overextending. It's not a Clinkz's job this game to be the one starting or stopping or starting fights. It's your job to like dissuade them from overcommitting, and if they overcommit, Skywrath Mage and Earthshaker and all those low armor heroes will take a ton of damage. And if that's the case, you guys just win the game because you're gonna kill like 1 or 2 heroes every single time the fight starts. Is there no neutral item for you to take? Take like Ocean Heart, I guess. Or like Nether Shawl even. Maybe Ocean Heart just gives you more mana regen and stuff. Because you've been spending a lot of money on mana regen items. Oh, you are... Yes, again, this is just you diving deep. I feel like I'm just going to start fast-forwarding through this game, because I think a lot of this game is just... You need to ask yourself, like, how the fuck do they start fights, and if they can't, abuse that. Just keep knocking down their towers, say to them, fight me, and they're going to walk at you because this is just what people do. They don't know how to play fights properly. And if you play the fight properly and they don't, chances are you're going to be the one that wins. Like here. They've overcommitted. They have no way of fighting you guys. They all walked into your chokehold area because you guys have control of Dire's bottom triangle. And they literally all died. Did a 5-man wipe? Yeah. That's exactly what I mean. You made that, not you, but your team made them walk at you guys. They did, they failed. And that's going to keep happening. It's why, when drafting, you have to be very considerate of each hero you take. The Dire team's draft has no initiation pre-blink daggers. That is not good. If you draft no initiation pre-blink, and you start losing the early game, how the hell do you get back into the game? You don't. It's over. And yeah, this replay just seems pretty much over. You guys are just going to take racks, probably throw away a few lives, but eventually get Roshan, I hope, and win the game. I'm going to assume that's how this game plays out. You're 18k up, 23 minutes in. I don't see how this game goes anywhere else. Yeah, I think I can call it off of that, because, like, gas has been super short, but it's also just been very straightforward. The only, like, remote threats that have happened to your team is because you guys put yourselves in shit spots. So identify the threat that they have on you and play accordingly. And also, yeah, if I'm closing up the game right now, don't go crits. Unless my whole goal is to tank spells and do as much damage as I can. But like your Clinkz, you don't like tank spells. You have 1600 health. Just get BKB and they have no damage. Yeah, I'll call it off that. If you got any questions, Death, you can obviously DM me. If anybody else, you can put them in the comments below. Whatever, this has been a super short one because it honestly hasn't been like too much to it. Just play your hero properly, understand your lanings properly. Yeah, like do that and this game becomes even more smooth. It's a bit difficult for learning from like these hard stomp type games. To go quick look at the scoreboard again. Like yeah, like you guys were 30k up 30 minutes in. Obviously you guys are gonna win the game. It's very hard to learn stuff from this one, but you asked mostly about laning phase. Just consider the enemy heroes. Like lane matchups are super important. If you watch Pro Dota, and there's like let's say a Terrorblade on one team and Batrider on another team for the offlane safe lane matchup. The team with Terrorblade will literally walk. They'll start like so let's say they start down here. Terrorblade shows, Batrider shows. Terrorblade's like, well, I can't fucking play Dota in the Batrider, so he walks all the way to top lane. And then Batrider's like, well, I want to beat Terrorblade to make so he doesn't have a game. So Batrider walks all the way to top lane. And they just keep repeating the cycle because they understand how important lane matchups are. And there's nothing a Terrorblade can do. Because as I said before, they understand the matchups. There's nothing that they a Terrorblade can do. Similar to how there's nothing a Monkey King Earthshaker can do to Clinkz Venno. And they just kept enforcing that lane happened. Hypothetically, if they were to put Legion Commander Skyreth Mage against you guys should have to walk your hero's bottom. The reason I say walk is because if you TP, they TP. So if you show bottom tier 1, like let's say, we'll go back for top. Let's say you and Venno, Clinkz Venno, show top lane, and Legion Commander Skyreth Mage show top lane too. As soon as you TP bottom, it means you don't have a TP to get back top. So they TP Legion Commander Sky bottom, and the lanes are still the same they were. So what did you accomplish? If you walk all the way to bottom, and they TP, you just immediately TP back top. And you kind of just play musical lanes, just non-stop swirling the lanes back and forth to ensure that you guys have a good matchup. It happens a lot in high-rank pro games, where you have to put somebody in a weird position or weird lane to ensure that they have a better game. Yeah, off of that, If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And if not, I will talk to everybody later. Have a good night, guys.